And welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another new episode. I'm here. I fucked up already, but it doesn't matter. It's your first
the one who got more sleep.
I know, right? If it's your first time listening or watching, you can always subscribe or follow. It's free. You can always unsubscribe or unfollow. How have you been, Liz?
I've been okay. I am Liz, by the way. He didn't introduce me.
I didn't introduce myself. I'm Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus. If you're watching this,
We're beyond that names now. We're just going for it.
That's what's interesting about some podcasts. Is like, some people don't do the introductions anymore because some people just been. We're 150 plus episodes in, And for new listeners, if you're a new listener, welcome. But if you're a returning, at this point, you know who we are, know our mannerisms like that. And if you're if you're watching this on YouTube, you get to see our wonderful faces. But if you're just listening to our lovely voices, that's good too. Because most of the time, I listen. I think I would say 80% of the podcasts I listen to are audio. Recently, I upped it to 20% with some specific ones where with some that have visual aspects. So actually, let's talk a little bit about this. How much podcasts do you actually listen/watch, Liz?
I actually do not watch anything, unless it's TikTok. TikTok has been most recent.
But as far as podcasts,
because they're visuals, and they do have visuals and verbal, so I'm able to read it all, see it too.
So yeah, I listen to a lot of it at work, and so there's really nothing else to listen to at work besides music. I rotate between music and podcasts just to kind of give a little difference. But I think I'm listening to close to 15 different podcasts at the moment. And depending on, some release once a month, some release twice a month, or every other week. And kind of like us, we release weekly. So, it depends on, there's different things to listen to. And it's good to have a variety. But there are some shows, I'm not calling them out, because when you think podcast, you think of an audio format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's two podcasts specifically that they do a lot of visual stuff. So I can't really listen to their show. I can and I can't at the same time. It divulged from being a very audio-based podcast style. Because you can listen to us. We almost never really put too much on the screen. And anything you do put on the screen, we do put on the screen to share, you can kind of hear it out because it's usually either interviews or something, or we kind of describe it to the best of our abilities. I do my best because that's kind of, I don't want you guys, the listeners or audience, to kind of lose something that we're seeing. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you still get that bonus, And I think that's what's interesting. I think moving forward, I've talked a little bit to Liz about this because Spotify has updated recently. We might be uploading video to Spotify as well.
Which would be nice.
So if you're listening to this on Spotify, you'll be getting videos in the near future. It's just we have to tweak a few little things here and there. We are on we're getting to the top of where we're able to get not the privilege, yeah, kind of the privilege. We're one of the few podcasts that have you guys can upload video on the platform. Ooh, okay. That means we're doing a good job. So thank you for everyone who's listening. Because of you guys, we get the privilege to start uploading video soon.
That's awesome.
So just keep helping us.
That's sweet.
But
appreciate you guys.
But yeah, how's everything been?
That's good. I finished up my work week. It was a little stressful about midway because there were so many moving factors, and I was freaking out, and I couldn't do anything because I was stuck at work, and work was kind of crazy. It was a problematic child. I mean, thankfully it was on morning shifts. I appreciate my bosses for allowing me to have that this week because my mom's been out of town, so that's been great. But it was Wednesday was the stress hold. Thursday seemed like came the nice coast down into the weekend, and next week is a big party on. So I'll become a Martha. Anybody know that reference?
Boom. Also, yeah. So talking about that, next week there will not be a new episode. There's going to be a bonus episode, which will be basically explaining everything that Liz did go and will go through in the near future. And so, yeah. So if you want to know what's going to be happening next week's bonus episode, we'll have all that information. She'll be talking about for the most part, everything she has from when we recorded that specific episode. But yeah, look forward to that bonus episode. But it's kind of a weekly break for me and for Liz to kind of recover. And that actually might be something me and Liz recently talked of, something I heard on a different show, something to kind of give us a more of a break in the near future for year 6 of the podcast. But yeah, me and Liz will be talking about that on the side. We'll let you guys know what we're talking about once we kind of solidify that. But yeah, having a break every once in a while doesn't hurt. Like, we like making the show. We like making the show. It's fun. Getting to talk about
my my hobby.
But getting
my 1 hour a week of me.
It doesn't, but it also doesn't hurt to just let's take a week off. But we don't want to leave the listeners without nothing. So there's some stuff coming out in the woodworks. Also, next week on I think we might originally next week was the week I was gonna release the inspirational shirt, but we'll wait till the week after with the release of the new regular episode. Just because we won't be able to talk about it because it's a bonus episode. So you guys are gonna have to wait one more week for the inspirational episode. Okay, guys, one more week, but they're almost all done. But yeah, it's been an interesting week for me. I've I recently watched the Mario movie.
Oh yeah, we did too. We enjoyed it.
So yeah, I gave it a 6 out of 10. If you want to know more of why I gave it a 6 out of 10, go listen to that on Reaction Cast. If you're watching this on YouTube actually recently set up a podcast section on channels. So now you can watch. So you can actually just look for Reaction Cast and the Convoluted podcast in the podcast section of the YouTube. So if you're watching that on YouTube, that made that so much easier for you guys. Yeah. So if you guys want to know why I gave it a 6 out of 10, go check that out. I know a lot of people are giving it 10 out of 10. Some are giving it a 3 out of 10. It's critically, it's 20% on Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, that's a whole talk and stuff like that. If you really want to know my thoughts, Reaction Cast, my reviews out. And I recently was watching one of the most interesting and innovative things that a video game mod can do. So everyone knows what Minecraft is, right? At this point, everyone, it's it's a game that's solidified itself in society at this point, right? So recently, a creator known as Quackity invited a plethora of influencers, streamers, YouTubers to join an SMP. An SMP is a survival multiplayer server. Basically, you can play all together. This is kind of what me and my family did for a little bit of the pandemic. Just kind of hung out on one world and built stuff and tried to kill each other, basically. So what was interesting and world-breaking about this current SMP, the Q SMP, is it started like every other SMP. You gathered the people to make content. And if I remember, I might be butchering it. So if anyone's listening to this and they are QSMP fans, I do apologize. I believe on day 12 days into the SMP, Quackity revealed a special feature. The live voice translator. Basically, you can because QSMP is the first bilingual or multilingual server. So people from around the world can communicate with each other live because
Oh wow, that's cool.
So you could be talking, I could be speaking Spanish to Liz, and Liz could read subtitles basically on top of my head, and she would know what I'm talking. It's a way to basically be able to communicate with someone in a different language in real time.
It's awesome. That's kind of cool. It's like chat IA basically almost.
Exactly. It's just finally you're able to play with someone who speaks a different language. Like everyone, for the most part, like I would say English is the most universal language spoken for the most part. But a lot of people just speak English because certainly the English just became that. But some people just speak their native tongue, and they speak that with the people around them, and sometimes that just comes out. So having a mod that basically you're able to communicate with another player on the server that they've been on the server for 12 days. So some people just don't interact, but you're still in those weird, when you were in high school, you get into those world social circles. Like you won't interact with other people because of maybe like just different interests or different language barriers, things like that. This just opens up another world. Basically, like I can finally talk with you who can only speak Chinese or Japanese or German, and like you can understand my English, but when you try to communicate with me with broken English, it's like I kind of get it, and things like that. It's like it finally opens up another level, and I'm like, wow, that's cool. Like I'm looking forward to see when they release that feature or that mod into the world, because it's currently only on the QSMP as far as I know. But yeah, what are your thoughts on being to live talk with someone in real time?
It's really cool. I mean, that was awesome. That's great. I would love to communicate with somebody who's from a different part of the world. Just having regular conversations. It's awesome, and be able to understand them too, which is great. So.
I'll be honest. It's not perfect. Anyone listening,
no, nothing's ever perfect, right?
Yeah, it's been funny because people were trying to talk to each other for the first 20 minutes, as everyone's like trying to play with the chat and stuff. Because at the end of the day, people are like, people be people. Like people were saying some shit, trying to break the thing. At the end of the day, when you're trying to say seaman, it's gonna say seaman on the stupid. And it's not perfect, but it's a next step. I like that.
Yes, it is. It's nice. It's still. I mean, but you can figure out things. Like if you figure it out what they're trying to say, you can kind of get it. Like all the dirty innuendos. They, starts very innocent.
So yeah, it's been fun.
Goes right over some people's heads. Some people not so much.
Well, and what's fun is at the time of the recording, it's day 16 of the QS. So it's been 4 days. People have been on the server doing stuff. That same day that they announced the live translation, they also implemented a fun. I don't know if you did this in high school or not, but a fun dragon egg quest, basically, where people were chosen randomly.
No, I didn't do a dragon egg quest.
Oh no! What I mean is like taking care of an egg as a parent.
No, we did not.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because they wanted us abstaining. Remember?
Oh yeah, you were. So.
Most of the Catholic kids are having it.
So yeah. Anyway, but you know the trope of the taking care of the egg as like.
Yeah, I have the idea. I've seen a lot of TV shows are like, oh, we're gonna take care of flour or an egg, and now I've heard it's become really extreme with real babies.
Oh, the AI, not the AI, but the robot
AI,
babies,
but robotic ones, yes.
Hey, if the school can fund it, like I don't know why, like we're not gonna pay the teachers. Well, let's get a robot baby. But yeah. So what happened on that same day after that is they introduced a dragon egg that 2 pairs randomly chosen have to take care of it. On top of that, the other thing that was added to that, the 2 people would be people speaking different languages. So you were forced to use the translator to communicate with your partner. And it's been wild. I ended up watching with my brother for like probably solid 5 hours, 2 different people or 2 different groups. And every once in a while when they're streaming, I catch it just to kind of see what they've been doing. But it's cool how the functionality of being to translate for me, I like trying to read because the people I'm watching are they speak Spanish. So for me, it's like, okay, I know what they're saying in Spanish, so it doesn't really matter to me. But it's an interesting thing from the content creator's perspective is, one, you're partnered with someone you're probably not normally communicating with, and two, your audiences are communicating, like interacting with more people, because their audience and your audience are like brand new audience to each other, and because of the live translator, they understand what you're saying.
It's cool though.
So that's kind of what I've been doing. That's kind of literally what my week's been as I've been cleaning too. Like it's almost done. You guys can't see it because of this, the void here. But
the void of green, which she's starting to blend into.
Well, yeah. Actually, they don't see green.
I don't see it, but they probably do.
Oh no, they don't see green. They see a void. There's like a giant space hole right here. There's a space hole.
Okay. So yeah, I understand the cleaning. I've been trying to keep on the cleaning because as I come up to this thing, I'm like trying to prepare everything, make sure everything's solid before I start the week, and everything goes well.
All right, then.
Making it easy for myself and easy for my mom when she gets back. She's been pretty much on a 2-week vacation.
Oh my God, lucky her.
I know, right? Watching a dog. My sister probably just got back from Greece this morning. Time, so that's pretty cool. And happy for them. I hope they had what it looks like from Facebook. They had some great trip, and it was beautiful, gorgeous. I would definitely go to Greece myself. Can't wait for the day to do that. Yeah, so I would definitely. I feel in that cleaning. I think spring, you think about renewal and cleaning. So it's been like one of those things for me too. Been cleaning.
And, I feel you. Yeah, we both understand.
I've been baking.
Ooh.
I made a gluten-free, dairy-free cinnamon roll muffin, which turned out pretty good.
Basically garbage to all regular people.
Your mouth. You haven't even tried it yet.
To all people, gluten-free, dairy-free is garbage. You aren't like normal people. You can't.
What are you saying about me? I'm not normal?
Exactly. You are not normal. If you can't have the dairy products, the gluten product, you are outside. You're losing more value as yourself, little by little.
But I bake. So unlike you, who can't even cook.
I can cook. You'd be surprised what I can cook. I can cook and bake. Those are like my two specialties. Oh, baking is my specialty, actually.
I can do both, and both of them are pretty much my specialty. And canning, I make pickles. I would love to do some pickles soon again. Make some fresh pickles.
I actually took a canning class for the summer. Interesting.
You did.
I did. Told you. You see, I'm full of surprises. You underestimate me.
I know, teasing you because I like to do that. That's my job.
Exactly. But I gotta remember to reprimand you because you gotta remember. I gotta remind you that you are below us. Okay. I gotta remind you.
I'm a second-class citizen. I know.
Exactly. I gotta remind you, and even more. Actually, recently, my mother finally, because like I think I mentioned this on the last part, but my mother is now deathly lactose intolerant, so we had to go full no dairy or buy like non-dairy products for her, and she made her first non-dairy lasagna. It was good. Okay, I was like nothing. I had a bite of it. She made two. She made the non-dairy and then the regular lasagna. So I ate the regular lasagna, but I still tried it because I bought the ingredients for her just so she could enjoy lasagna. Originally, she wasn't gonna make lasagna for us. I was like, why? I'll just buy the stuff for you so you can make lasagna.
The thing we talked about this. People are not meant to have dairy after a certain age.
We watched
can no longer break it. We watched the video together.
We watched a video. So anyone wondering, we watched a specific video. It's on this. We're not going to reiterate it, but for the most part, it's on one of these episodes of the podcast. We watched a video explaining why people aren't supposed to have so much dairy and why they're lactose intolerant. So and to kind of sum it up, if you really don't want to be majorly lactose intolerant, just don't take in as much dairy product as you think you do. Like be very erratic, conscious about it. Like if you really want a glass of milk, think about it, because that glass of milk now is gonna hurt you a couple years down the line.
A couple hours down the road
for you,
not even. But what's awesome, because I found out another coworker of mine actually was lactose intolerant, so that was even better. So I was able to accommodate everybody in my my workplace so that they would be, happy with the food. Because this first Friday we celebrated, I was more of as a thank you and a tribute to all my technicians who have covered me and will be covering me this next week.
Basically bribing them. Okay, she's bribing them.
I am slightly bribing them. I was gonna buy them drinks last night, but I think everybody was pretty much toasty last night. So
there
I was
you go. You see,
yeah,
she knows how to bribe people. She knows how to bribe people.
I thought about it. I really did. I was like, do I buy everybody a shot? But everybody was feeling toasty and quite comfortable. If they went out to a local country bar nearby me, I was like, I'm not going. I am too exhausted for this shit.
Dang.
Oh, and it's like a $5 cover charge, and they're like, oh, we're only staying for a few minutes. I was like, oh, that's not worth it for $5.
Bruh.
And I know that place, and it's crowded as fuck. You can't get in. It's like trying to maneuver between people, like, yeah, and then like trying to hear people, huh? Yeah. As much as I would have enjoyed going with, I felt like I needed to come home and recoup.
Gotta recharge your batteries.
Yep.
All right then, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed our more extended recap of everything, but it's been an interesting week for all of us.
Yes, I think it has. Just before we start, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter.
Oh yeah, because this episode comes out on Easter.
Seder meal. It's Passover, so happy Passover. And to the Muslims, it is Ramadan. So happy Ramadan. So to everybody, happy holidays.
And if you don't care about any of that, oh, happy Sunday.
Exactly.
Or if you're not even watching this on a Sunday, it's like one of you hold on to these episodes until midweek, like or I hope you had a good holiday or happy Sunday. Anyway, so
hopefully the weather will be nice, so enjoy that weather while it comes up to it too.
There you go. All right, everyone, we're gonna be jumping into the stories. There's been a wild amount. We can't get into all of them, but maybe one day in the future we'll extend the show to be a little longer. But for right now, I think having the little bit of an hour-long thing has been good for us. But let's jump in. Oh yeah, before we forget, don't forget, if you wish to support us, you can always purchase something at merch.tyrantdominus.com. You can support us by buying the merch, like Liz's tie-dye shirt. I believe that's actually been removed from the shop, so you can no longer get that. Yes, you lost your chance.
What?
That's what you guys get. You guys lost your chance to get your own custom ability to customize your own tie-dye shirt. Or actually, I'm wearing like the old. You can't probably see it. It doesn't matter. There's some people don't watch this, but I'm wearing the old season 3 shirt underneath here, and because they get removed out of the shop eventually, you guys. So you got to jump on now to catch whatever past season, current season's happening. You get the shirts, the sweaters, things like that. And it does help us out. We do appreciate it. But if you can't spend anything, you can always support us by sharing the show on social media or word of mouth. It's the best way to support us. And it's free, just like yell at someone in the streets, listen to the Convoluted podcast, and they'll just yell at you, what? Shut up, you crazy individual. All right. So which do you want to start with, Liz? Do you want to start with...
I thought we could do the New Jersey one.
Go for it.
New Jersey's Cheesecake Factory workers who OD'd were playing Russian roulette.
Wait. How... Okay, New Jersey Cheese Factory
workers. We're gonna
workers.
go into the story. Just wait for it. 5 New Jersey Cheesecake Factory workers were inadvertently overdosed on cocaine laced with fentanyl in the parking lot of a high-end Hackensack shopping mall. Were playing Russian roulette with their lives. A colleague.
No wonder. There you go. There you go. Cocaine with fentanyl. So I think fentanyl is the drug of the decade, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Fentanyl is. Yeah.
How disappointing. What happened to the 80s with just cocaine? Just like the 80s was it the 80s? Or the
80s? No, 80s. No, 70s was cocaine too.
Okay. Because there was the weed.
Cocaine.
There was like that weird decade. Anyways.
Moving on. The Cheesecake Factory worker who requested anonymity said the drug use in the lower level parking lot is so depressing, he now leaves his car in a different area. Michelle Edu, 29, of Bergenfield, died 3 days after she and 4 female co-workers from Cheesecake Factory ingested fentanyl-laced cocaine in the lower level parking lot at the shops at Riverside.
There you go. The ladies representing.
The mall includes shops like Saks, Bloomingdale's, and Vendetta, or whatever. The 4 other mall workers who have not been identified survived the March 15th incident. It shook me up, said the anonymous colleague, noting workers usually congregate on the lower level parking lot where the women overdose. It's like Russian roulette today. You don't know what's happened. What's that stuff? What's that? Oh, you don't know what's in half the stuff. It is true. The group of friends thought it was ingesting cocaine and were unaware, laced with dangerous amounts of opioid fentanyl, Bergen prosecutors have said.
Okay, for the most part, we kind of get the gist of it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it
so some people, they're not that old either. They're our age, 30s, early 30s. Damn.
20s. Like, she was 20. She was in her late 20s.
29. So, yeah.
In her 20s. Man, to go before 30.
So, you're going to be 40? Shit, you're old.
No, shut up.
But, that's disappointing. Like, one, it's like the blatant just use of drugs availability is crazy. And then how depressing is your job when your break is going to the parking lot to do a hit
Russian roulette with drugs.
Like, okay, guys, let's take a hit. It's
my dealer said this good stuff is good.
All right,
want some?
And I'm like, it's ridiculous. It's like when we were working together back in the day. We were like, all right, like we would go out into the parking lot, basically go to someone's car and let's take a shot of this to make the day go better. And then but in one of these shot cars, there's just an extra hit in there. You're like, all right, let's see who's going.
Honestly, you think about it, our stores, we had some pretty strict managers at the time, so I wouldn't be surprised.
At this point, like this day and age, probably they can get away with that. Like people are so
age because they don't give a fuck. They would just replace us. As they called us, we're easily replaceable. Remember, I've heard the stories. You're replaceable.
Oh, you gotta love when jobs say you're replaceable. And then when you're leaving, like, please don't leave. Please don't leave. What are you talking about? You said I was replaceable.
Exactly.
So overall, it's very disappointing. It sucks that this young lady passed away. But it's their own stupid fault. Like, why get into these situations? It sucks. It's her family are the ones suffering. Because of these individuals, they're just you know these things are happening. Unless you just stay ignorant to them. Like it's her dumb fault. It's her and her colleagues basically. Like,
agree.
I have no real sympathy at this point, unless it was malicious. That's the only time. But there's no real say about that. It's just like some stupid people just getting, and it's your responsibility. Are you gonna take a chance in something like this?
Mm-hmm.
So it sucks, but it's her fault.
Yep, exactly.
So I have no real sympathy for I have sympathy for her family, but boy, dying at the cheese factory parking lot, that fucking sucks. That is like,
I love my job. I'm gonna die here.
No, you didn't even die in the job. You jobbed in the parking lot. You were like going to your job.
Or taking a break from my job.
Oh God, that's how bad your life was. Like, that sucks. I'm
taking my 15. Peace. Literally, peace out.
Damn. All right, let's jump on to the next story about. You said peace out, but sometimes some people don't want to let go of some people. So apparently, a groom dies from an exploding wedding gift, and it was from her bride's ex. All right, so this is what happened. Police in India arrested a man on Tuesday after a home theater music system he gifted to his ex-girlfriend on her wedding day exploded, killing her husband and his brother. 4 more people were injured in the bombing, including an 18-month-old child.
Oh,
On
that's sad.
April 3rd, 22-year-old newlywed Eman-
Mandra?
Emendra was opening gifts, which his brother, a few days after his wedding in the central Indian state of, oh my god, Chhattisgarh? I think that's how it says, Chhattisgarh. The gifts included a music system from his ex-wife's 33-year-old.
His wife's ex.
His wife's ex. Just said the husband and the brother plugged it in and switched on. It exploded. I don't have exploding sound effects, but I'll just do this. So basically, let's see here. Anything else? He used. Okay, this is what they used in the fireworks.
Ammonium nitrate, petrol, and gunfire powder.
Okay, so for the most part. Anyways, so basically, X didn't feel like his ex deserved to be married and decided to try to kill her, and ended up killing her husband and the brother and injuring a bunch of people. That kind of
damn, to be like married and be like a widow like a week later, not even
3 days later. Apparently, also what I heard about this story earlier is apparently around the time they were going out, he was already married with children, so he was cheating. With her. Wait, am I saying that right?
He cheated with the ex-girlfriend while he was married.
Yes,
so.
that's not it. So yeah, I was like, there's no point. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Some people can, but and like, oh, you can't. No, you can't be married. And just like, holy shit. Talk about people like not willing to let people go. Like, it's wild. Some of the stories we've gone to, like, it's just you don't expect these things. You don't expect, because at the end of the day, you think, maybe you hope, like, oh, this individual like respected me, gave me a very good entertainment system. That's nice. To then later go boom.
I know, right?
And then just a bunch of people get hurt. So did they arrest the guy or something? They've been better. The incident forms a part of the growing trend of violence portrayed by rejected men in India. Wow, so this is happening more. A trend of violence by the rejected men in India, and the authorities are classifying them as guilted lover syndrome. Oh, they have a word for it. Guilted lover syndrome. Now we know the word, Liz. What else? This month, after she realized the truth, she was married but kept. Yeah, it's wild. Any thoughts? You've been quiet. Liz? Oh my god, I think Liz froze again. Well, yep, as we wait for Liz to return. Wait.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right, then, and we're back, everyone. Sorry, Liz had a little bit technical difficulties. Say
Damn
something.
Wi-Fi. Damn Wi-Fi.
So yeah, we do apologize for that. But anyways, what I was finishing up saying was, what are your thoughts on this kind of this X lack of, like, basically, like,
I just love that he wanted to have his cake and eat it too, but he was being an asshole about it, and the way he went, it was really extreme. Like, he was married and had 2 kids.
But you can always have more, Liz. You can always have more.
It's not a part of that religion where you can have multiple wives, okay? A concubine. So
you don't have to have a religion to have that. Look at the guy. We just literally talked about a guy who had like 500 kids.
True.
Well, he had 500 kids, didn't have 500 wives. That's the difference. There's a difference.
He didn't have to have sex with 500 people, though, either.
True. He didn't have to be like Nick Cannon, going the old-fashioned way.
I like the act.
Yeah, overall, at the end of the day, I think this is just a more like more disappointing thing, where a wonderful moment was completely, literally destroyed by someone's selfishness. And
That's true.
it's just more saddening than anything. Any final words on this?
Nope. I'm just glad he's going away for life. He should be put to death, but that's just my opinion.
Well, we don't know India's laws, so he might. Or
No.
did
They said.
what did I
Read
say?
down in the article. Yeah, they
All
said
right.
if you read down in the article that he got life imprisonment
Okay.
because of the explosives he used.
Okay.
It's part of the law.
Okay, that's good. That's good because shit. Fuck.
Oh wait.
But all right then. Let's talk about. You mentioned something about there's a new owner for a new website, and they want to do something big. Welcome back. Welcome back. So we had another interruption.
Bullshit.
Oh, I'm glad we're not a live show.
I know.
One day, but
one day when we're not having these fucking difficulties,
or maybe when we can
Jesus,
actually
Mary
do them
Joseph.
together in person.
Yeah.
One day. The plans for
One
the
day.
future, never know. But yeah, welcome back. So I was saying there you wanted to talk about a new owner for an old website and their new plans for it.
Oh yes, our favorite website. It seems to be the talk that we talk about a lot.
I don't think we
We've
talk.
had a couple. I know I've said a couple. We've had a couple.
We've had a
episodes
couple,
where we talked about it.
I wouldn't say our favorite at the moment. There's a lot more
You know,
better
it's not our
websites.
favorite, but you know what I mean. We've heard it, right? So, no new Pornhub owner has plans beyond porn. Last month, a new Canadian private equity firm called the Ethical Capital Partners announced the acquisition of MindGeek, the controversial owner of Pornhub and other adult content sites. We had questions, and now we have the answers. The deal? The ECP partner Solomon Friedman says the firm is structured like a fundless sponsor, raising capital on a deal-by-deal basis. He declined to identify any outside investors in the MindGeek acquisition, but said that the ECP owns 100% of the company and that none of the MindGeek's former shareholders bought back in. He also hinted there are at least some institutional money involved. Leadership ECP initially declined to identify members of MindGeek management, arguing both stigma and security concerns. However, Friedman says ECP is searching for both new CEO and COO, and that both of these will be public-facing roles.
What are they trying to do?
Investment thesis. MindGeek is about monetizing porn, but its future may be about SaaS. What?
Liz, you told me this is interesting. This all sounds boring. Like, this is all boring shit. Liz, you lied to me.
That'd be funny. Sorry, I didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
Like, it's all technical talk, okay, here's the thing. We'll say this. For sure, Pornhub is a large site that brings in a lot of revenue. So whoever got the was able to take stake in this, and a bunch of other sites too, they put a lot of money. So they're planning something. It's not one of our funny stories, but it's an interesting thing because we might see something in the near future. Because for sure, these sites have been on edge lately, mostly when there's people are trying to verify who's uploading. Because what was it, like 2 years ago, they were having that issue with people uploading revenge porn, putting CP on the site, things like that, and it's and getting more people like, hey, if you want to upload to the site, you have to be verified. Because the way they do it is like you have to have your ID with a photo of you like holding it to verify that you're the real person doing it. And it's we're pro sex workers here. It doesn't matter how you earn your money. It's like earn your bread around here. If you can spend some of that bread on us, that'll be great too. But yeah, we'll see what this entails. It's been of a hot mess overall, and there's nothing they've done yet to buy a live crime and then justify the name ethical principal partners. So that's what they're called now. The ethical capital partners. The people who bought them are the ethical. Okay.
We'll see how ethical they are.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Some of the things on Pornhub. I think they lost a third of their stuff when they got went through a whole bunch of their catalog. I think they lost like a couple hundred terabytes of shit. All right, let's switch it over to some more ridiculousness. So, how do you save the world, Liz? How do you save the world? Because I know the president of Uganda has figured out a way.
Who has he?
Yeah.
I really have no clue. How can you save this damn world?
He has one way to save one part of the world. So the Ugandan president calls on Africa to save the world from homosexuality.
Really?
Yes.
Oh boy.
The Ugandan president Yoweri Museveni has called on African leaders to reject the promotion of homosexuality, suggesting that he will sign into law a controversial anti-LGBT plus bill, which was passed by Parliament last month. The bill, which imposes the death penalty for aggravated homosexuality and life imprisonment for recruitment, promotion, or funding of same-sex activities, has been widely criticized as intentional and with the UN internationally, and with the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights urging the president not to sign it. So basically, if you're gay, you're gonna basically die.
Pretty much, we're reverting to old times. Oh, what the hell? I thought we were moving forward as a world, but apparently we are going backward on so many of it. I mean, the United States has it clearly, but now Uganda's part of this shit. Fuck.
Speaking on Sunday, Museveni has said homosexuality was a big threat and danger to the procreation of the human race.
There are 7 billion people on this fucking planet. There's not enough on here.
I don't know, and we still count all the people who are dying of hunger and stuff like that. Anyways, he said Africa should provide the lead to save the world from this degeneracy and decency, and which is really very dangerous for humanity. If people of the opposite sex stopped appreciating one another, then how will the human race be propagated? Okay.
Oh my god!
His comments followed a 2-day interparliamentary conference held at the State House in Entebbe on the family values and
sovereignty.
Attended by the MP and the delegates of the 22 African countries, including Zimbabwe, Kenya, Syria, Leon. State House said British MPs have attended the conference but was not able to name them. Ooh, okay. The event was promoted by Ugandan Parliament and the African Bar Association and the Nigerian-based Foundation of African Culture Heritage. There's a lot of people in this thing. The delegates could also attend the conference online, hosted by the U.S. Evangelical Christian Organization's family.
Evangelical? Evangelical. Oh my god, really?
Which is defended as the anti-LGBT hate group by look at that. That's why. Okay, that makes sense. You just see, there's something that
the US is getting involved somehow.
It's clicking. It's finally clicking. It's clicking.
And look at that shit.
Okay. Oh god, you can't be gay, Jesus. I'm sorry.
Sounds like it. At least not in Africa or Uganda.
Oh,
Museveni praised Ugandan MPs for passing the anti-gay bill and vowed never to allow the promotion of publication of homosexuality. And Uganda is stressing that it will never be tolerated. Oh wow! So it's you can't. Wow. So in Uganda, it's already anti, zero. That is crazy.
This is absolutely fucking nuts, y'all. And what? I don't even know what to go with this anymore. It's not going to stop procreation. There's way too many kids who are not being taken care of, not fed enough, or taken care of by the government in general. We can't do abortions. You can't take care of the children. So what the fuck? We're going to protect their lives in the womb, but we cannot protect their, oh my God. We can't protect their lives, essentially. I am upset and frustrated by the whole situation. This is fucked up on so many levels. Of course, there's some U.S. Christian evangelical site involved. You guys are fucking nuts. Are you? Oh my God. I do not approve of this. I disagree with this. This is 100%. I hope there's a mass exodus. That's all I'm saying. A mass exodus, irregardless if you're straight or gay. Leave Uganda. That fucking place is a rotten hole as it is. So.
Sadly, a lot of people can't leave Uganda. But yeah, it sounds like Uganda has been officially like our first country that is like basically anti-LGBT.
It's not saving anybody. I think it's just a problem. These homosexuals will actually have kids and adopt kids that these families don't want. I am in such disbelief. Oh my God, there's not hope. It's not doing anything to prevent propagation. I mean, there's a lot of propagating going on, and a lot of kids are not being taken care of. I'm frustrated.
So what they're trying to say is that they're trying to fight off and reject American influence, trying to stop be like America and the corruption of Western society.
We're going backwards in society. Like, we're not anywhere corrupt. We're just fucked up. Boy.
But yeah, it sounds like if you're a individual or a company that promotes it, you're basically fucked over there. And
literally.
So I think a lot of companies and stuff like that will be, if they are in Ugandan territories, will be possibly moving out and stuff like that, depending on what Ugandans like export is. Really, what is Ugandans export? And they are, what do they export? They export, oh wow, okay. They export gold, coffee, cocoa bean sugar. Okay, it's coming. So I think that makes sense. So their main exports are to the United Arab Emirates, Kenya, Italy. So okay, so they don't even deal with the U.S. That's interesting.
But we are influencing them, apparently.
Well, a lot of countries.
Italy allows it.
Well, a lot of the thing is, a lot of countries are influenced by American culture, surprisingly. And there's a lot of
going backwards. I don't know how that should be a good influence. I think that's a stupid. I mean, I give up. I give up. We are doomed. I can't believe I had to get in this time.
Come on, the president of Uganda. You would go against the leader of another country.
I hate him. I'm sick of him. Like, that's gross.
But he was voted by the people.
Well, honestly, why don't you take care of his damn people? Why are there so many starving?
He is. He's taking care of them by getting rid of the biggest problem, the gays.
It's not a big problem at all. That is like the smallest, minute problem ever on the planet.
To him, apparently, it isn't. It's interesting to see what some people view as the problem in their world. Like, we don't know Ugandan politics, and like you said, we're not a political show, so we only talk about some of the wild stories. But it's interesting to see that Uganda is one of the first places in the world where you can if you try to promote. Wait, what was the wording? Recruit, promote, or fund any of these same-sex activities. You will be penalized or life imprisonment. Oh, life imprisonment! Look at that.
Got 13 minutes. Okay.
What was that?
Being on a time clock, because apparently the internet dies and I lose track. I highly doubt they show up on time. They don't ever show up on time. I'm not even halfway dressed.
But yeah, it's more than disappointing then that this is where we're at in the world. we currently live in.
You know,
There.
Handmaid's Tale opening up a book chapter about Uganda soon. Watch.
There you go. There you go. It sounds like you're running out of time for some reason.
I don't know. They don't ever show up on time anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Oh.
Anyway, we are kind of getting towards the end, so it's perfect actually. Let's just get our final stories. Any thoughts on any of the topics we talked today?
Okay. Don't do drugs.
In a parking lot. As a
in
game.
the parking lot of your workplace. Obviously, they don't have Narcan there for you. Let's see, what was the other one? Yeah, keep following Pornhub. We'll see how they, if they flounder or flourish. And don't be that mad ex. Get over it and move on. And yes, I support LGBTQ+. That's not a lifestyle choice. It's a choice because of what your body produces and wants to do. This is how you are, and this is who you are, and I believe in you, and I trust in you, and I believe you're doing what's right for you. So, stupid shit.
Yay, the world.
It's blowing up.
I don't have a bomb.
Imploding, dying. 7 billion people can't take care of our sick or are hungry. Or put them in debt. Whichever. It's one of the many.
Well, when there are times when you can just have a little fun like this.
Alright, roll that die. Let's see what we got for our stupid asshole story.
That's your parents'
There.
fault. You have to talk to him.
Are you rolling? Roll that die.
Okay.
Alright, what number did you roll?
Number one.
Let's all just...
Oh, nice. Am I reading or are you reading?
You can read this one. Since you've been frozen.
My bad, y'all. Am I the asshole for labeling all the bottles in the house because my adult children are idiots? Ooh. Ooh. I feel like I have an adult child too. So I have 2 of my children living with me. One has graduated from college and the other is a junior. I have to purchase medicated shampoo because of a scalp condition. It is by prescription and it's expensive. It also comes in packaging that is meant to be stored upright, not on its side, and definitely not upside down. My daughter has her hair products in the shower, and I do not touch them. My son also keeps his Axe body wash, shampoo, conditioner, women repellent in the shower. Axe repellent women. That's hilarious. I love it. I also do not touch it since I have desire to smell like a high school locker room.
That's what's funny. Everyone joked about. I'm not gonna lie. Recently, I was like, I wanted to smell an Axe body spray. You know how some people do the thing, you just spray it into the bottle or just kind of. I smelled it recently. I'm like, God, why did I used to wear this shit? Because that's what everyone would buy that.
Well, it was popular. That was the end thing. That's what you did, right?
Okay, commercials were really good back then. Like, I need that. Hey, that just tells you that commercials worked. Tells you commercials worked. All right.
I keep my shampoo and wear there as well since it's just my house and I can keep my shit wherever I want. For some reason, the 2 of them cannot understand that the packaging is meant to be upside down, not meant to be upside down. Not all the packaging is meant to be upside down. They already wasted an entire bottle of my shampoo by storing it upside down after they touch it, and for some reason, it dipped out of the spout, which is not engineered for that. Ooh. I talked to both of them and explained that they should not touch my stuff and that they're accidentally tipping over my shampoo. It was meant to be stored with the lid on at the top. I came home last week to find my shampoo leaking out of the bottle again, upside down. I ordered 500 stickers that said this side up with an arrow pointing upwards when the words are upright, and I put them on everything in the house that might leak, with my shampoo being literally covered in them. They had friends over last week, and they noticed that the relish, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, etc. were all labeled. My kids were embarrassed when they explained why. They think I'm an asshole for putting labels on everything since they only fuck with my shampoo, since it's an $80 bottle that would take off the labels if they agreed to pay for my shampoo. Thus far, they have declined.
Bro, that is the ultimate prank from your mom. I'm not gonna lie. If that's just pay the $80 at that point if you're that mad. Like
Yeah.
that's good. I love that. That's fantastic. It is frustrating. At least in my household, since we only have one bath, we are thinking of converting one of our others into a second bath. But yeah, for the most part, we kind of have our like a weird spot where we don't share stuff. We each have our own individuals. As anyone's watching, I personally have really long hair. And it's not like I can manage my hair, but I don't have like very what's the word like
Expensive?
products. I just try to keep my hair clean and as much as possible. I do have a few scalp problems from just my early years of like bleaching it, and like the warning for anyone who wants to bleach your hair, like what's the word? Have a professional do it. But yeah, I like fucked up my scalp. No, it's not bad, but like it has to be like you gotta properly take care of it, and that's like once every couple of months. Like I gotta really take care of and that's when the expensive part takes. But if you just gotta like when sharing products, like anywhere, even when you were younger, like for the most part, like some things like okay, this should be placed like that, or like I don't know why like people in their early 20s. These are people in their early 20s can't understand the concept of like, okay, that's not hard. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like,
Well, because they don't have the medical problem.
no, but it's just like a simple product. It's like Liz, I want you to make sure this stays upright, and you somehow always leave it like, wait, camera. Like this is supposed to be upright, but you always leave it like this. Why do that? It's like if I told you that, like every time I see it, like Liz, I told you, keep it upright. Like that's all I care. Like when
Keep it upright. That's what she said. Heyo.
Not a single fuck was given this day.
and it is kind of sometimes also let's just take that into just the condiment sections in the refrigerator. There's some products that are supposed to be meant to stay up and stuff like that. At least in my household, we pretty are okay with certain things, but then sometimes someone leaves something in the wrong way and it leaves a mess to clean up later. But I think with age, you would think you learn to do basics where you don't need a fucking sticker to say this side up. But
Right.
power to the mom for just like, is it a mom?
I think it was a male. I understood it as a male. So, but I could be wrong too. Didn't say it wasn't a female.
Oh, to the parent. We'll just say parent. To the parent. Like, good for you. Like it's just you just gotta respect other people's stuff too. Another thing.
You know.
Like mostly when it's more expensive stuff, I think that's the thing. You know,
Especially when it's $80. It's medicated. It's supposed to help with the scalp. I totally get it. I mean, I work in a pharmacy. I've seen this shit. I mean, it's not like
not cheap. It's not cheap.
no, it's not cheap. And
Like,
I mean, granted, there are some shampoos that are covered by insurance, and some of them are not.
Oh wait,
But you have to get it medicated
Oh no,
because
I'm
of
good.
your scalp. You have issues. You have certain ones. So,
Oh, I'm not that bad. I'm glad.
well, yeah, I'm not. I like I said, there's like ketoconazole shampoo. There's clobetasol solution. I've seen all of it. Being used on like scalps. So, in a lot of ways, I understand where this person's coming from. It's like even though I don't have problems with my scalp, thank God, but I would. That sucks, for that parent who spends $80. Even if it's once a month, it's still like it still breaks the bank a little bit, especially when knowing that's for your condition, your hair condition, so your scalp condition. There's nothing you can do about it. But the fact that the kids are ruining it and destroying, and they'll understand the value of a dollar, essentially, of what this costs. I totally get it. I love the smart aleckness of putting this up right arrow this way up or this way down. You know what I
On
mean?
everything.
That's great on everything. That just makes it even more comical. So
And like I think they deserve the Raz at that point. That deserves the Raz.
I love the kids. I love the kids they were embarrassed to explain it to their family or their friends because they were assholes and they decided they were gonna ruin their parents' stuff. So
like, so why are all these stickers there? Like, my parent, we were leaving
we keep losing their medication down the drain. because we're assholes and we put it up the wrong way.
Tessa Kamada also laughed at the will and repellent statement. They also laughed at that, as you did.
Yep, there's. That's just crazy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, respect other people's stuff. You just gotta, and when you become an adult at this point, they're in their early 20s at this point. They one graduated college, one is a junior in you would think you would learn. Come on. That's just poor adulting at that point. Like, if you can't keep a product in the right position, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
All right, then, everyone. Thank you again for listening or watching. And as always, you can find our merch at merch.tyrantdominus.com. Help support us. If you can't support us that way, you can always share the show on social media or word of mouth. It's the best way to do it, and it's free. But yeah, everyone, Liz, thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you for putting up with my damn Wi-Fi dying on me.
I hope everyone just had a little technical difficulty, but she'll figure it out, and like I said, we're planning things here and there. So everyone, thanks again for listening.
We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Yes. So everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.
I swear that I will never leave you. Fingers crossed, I swear that I will never